All right, lads, let's talk about the British Empire, that massive globe-spanning phenomenon that shaped the world in ways you might not even realize. It's the kind of thing your history teacher probably glossed over between bites of his sad, soggy sandwich, leaving out the juicy details. Think of it like this. Imagine a world where your local pub also served curry, blending cultures in the most unexpected ways. Your tea came with a side of colonial guilt, a reminder of the complex and often dark history behind that comforting cup. And the sun literally never set on your bad decisions, casting long shadows over the globe. That, my friends, was the British Empire, a mix of grandeur and folly. Now, I know what you're thinking, John. Isn't this a bit heavy for a Wednesday afternoon? But history isn't always light and fluffy. And to that, I say, nonsense. We can tackle the tough stuff with a bit of humor. We're going to have a right laugh dissecting this historical hot mess, finding the absurdity in the chaos. So grab a pint, settle in, and let's embark on a journey through time, tyranny, and tea. We'll explore the highs and lows, the triumphs and the tragedies. It's going to be a wild ride, full of unexpected twists and turns. The architects of this grand, chaotic scheme. The masterminds behind the scenes who set the stage for centuries of drama and intrigue. First up, we've got Henry VIII, a man who loved two things, himself and breaking up with the Catholic Church. His reign was marked by his 6 marriages and his relentless quest for a male heir, which led to the English Reformation. Turns out, splitting from Rome had some unintended consequences like, forcing England to find new trading partners and flex its naval muscles. This move not only reshaped England's religious landscape, but also its economic and military strategies.
Then there's Elizabeth I, Henry's daughter and resident Virgin Queen. Don't ask, long story. She was a formidable ruler who navigated the treacherous waters of politics and war with remarkable skill. She took her dear old dad's legacy and ran with it, sponsoring explorers like Sir Francis Drake, who was basically a state-sanctioned pirate with a penchant for plundering Spanish ships. Her reign saw the defeat of the Spanish Armada, a turning point in naval warfare.
And let's not forget James I, the king who thought it was a brilliant idea to unite England and Scotland under one crown. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. His vision of a unified kingdom faced numerous challenges and resistance. But hey, at least it gave us the Union Jack and a whole lot of future comedic material. The legacy of these rulers is a tapestry of ambition, conflict, and unintended consequences that shaped the course of British history. So, what did these fine folks actually get up to in the name of empire? Well, imagine a really aggressive game of Monopoly, but instead of Boardwalk and Park Place, you're fighting over continents.
First, they'd sail around the world, planting flags on anything that wasn't already nailed down. Then, they'd set up shop, establishing colonies and trading posts with the subtlety of a bull in a china shop.
Of course, no imperial adventure would be complete without a healthy dose of exploitation. The British were masters of extracting resources, whether it was sugar from the Caribbean, tea from India, or, well, let's just say they weren't exactly known for their fair labor practices. Section 4, Setting the Stage. When and where did this all go down? We're talking late 16th to early 18th centuries, a time when Europe was going through some serious growing pains. Think of it like that awkward teenage phase. But instead of acne and angst, it was colonialism and cannons.
The where is a bit more complicated because, the British Empire was kind of everywhere. From the icy shores of Canada to the sun-drenched beaches of Australia, they really got around. It's almost impressive in a horrifying kind of way.
Section 5. Because spices, the why of empire. Now you might be wondering, why go through all this trouble? Was it the thrill of the chase? The allure of the unknown? Or maybe they were just really into collecting flags?
Well, the short answer is money, honey, spices, silks, tea, sugar. These were the hot commodities of the day, and the British were determined to get their hands on them, even if it meant sailing halfway across the world and causing a bit of a ruckus along the way.
Section 6. Ships, swords, and some seriously shady deals. The how of empire. The British Empire didn't just happen overnight. It was a complex web of strategies and maneuvers. How did they pull it off? Well, they had a few tricks up their sleeves, and they weren't afraid to use them.
First, they had a navy that could put even Poseidon to shame. Their ships were the best in the world, allowing them to control the seas and protect their trade routes. Then there was the whole divide and conquer strategy, where they'd pit local rulers against each other, making it easier to swoop in and take control. This tactic was particularly effective in regions with fragmented political landscapes.
And let's not forget about those sweet, sweet trade deals. You know, the ones where they'd show up with a boatload of guns and tell the locals to take it or leave it. These deals often left local economies dependent on British goods and services. It wasn't exactly ethical, but hey, it got the job done. The leaders of the British Empire were masters of manipulation and coercion.
So there you have it, the early British Empire in a nutshell. A combination of military might, strategic alliances, and ruthless trade practices. It was a time of exploration, exploitation, and enough tea to drown a small island nation. The legacy of these actions is still felt in many parts of the world today.